It's 7:15. We are continuing with this story now. The people against petrol and paraffin increase are planning a shutdown come Friday in protest against the latest increase. The group claims that at least 90% of South Africans have pledged their support. Well, to find out more how the plans are going for the Friday shutdown, we're joined by the national convener of the shutdown, Visvin Reddy. He's in our Durban studios. Mr. Reddy, good morning. Can we just start with the statistics? When you say 90% of South Africans are supportive, are you expecting them to descend on the streets on Friday?
No, Dan, let me correct this. Our protest, national protest action is scheduled for the 8th of May, which is Wednesday, the 8th of May. And we believe that since fuel prices affects all South Africans, irrespective of your social status, but especially the poorest of the poor, we believe that South Africans will heed our call and will protest on the 8th of May. You must understand
Mr. Reddy,
that this would be about...
Sorry, Mr. Reddy, the 8th of May is election day.
That's right. Our secret weapon, which many South Africans don't know what we have, it's our vote. And we're saying that we will use our vote as a sign of protest. Now, protests in this country are occurring every single day. They have become violent, people are dying, property is being damaged, and that's not what we want our children to grow up in. A country where there's lawlessness that prevails. Why is it that people have to resort to these types of things to get the attention of government? We get an opportunity once every 5 years where we can use our vote to show the government our displeasure, our anger at the way it is handling a particular situation. It's happened in India. In India, the Congress party was in power for many years, but then the BJP took over simply because of the fuel crisis and the way the Congress party was handling it. The BJP then came into power, and they came into power with a contract with the people called the Bharat Band. And this meant that they will not increase the price of fuel beyond a particular ceiling. And that was a contract they made with the people, and they had to honor that. So we believe that in this country, the government has everything to do with fuel prices. I need to explain, and many South Africans don't know this, but almost 40% of what we pay for in petrol and diesel goes towards government taxes. And those taxes are being mismanaged through corruption. It's corruption that's costing the country, like Becky Cele mentioned, about 29 billion rands a year. The government collects 118 billion rands through fuel taxes. And you can see the amount that goes towards corruption. Now, we are saying to government, there is a solution. In fact, there's two solutions. Number one, impose a wealth tax on monopoly industry that uses our natural resources to make great profits. A wealth tax on those companies to recover these monies, not from fuel. Don't touch fuel, because fuel affects the poorest of the poor. When the fuel prices go up, your food prices go up, your cost of living goes up, the cost of public transport goes up, your general living costs go up. When will the government realize that they're hurting the poorest of the poor when they increase fuel taxes?
Okay, Mr. Reddy, you've made some points. Mr. Reddy, please give me a chance now. You've made some points there which we all know. We all know that the fuel levy is government tax and it goes up every year. We all know that there's corruption in South Africa. That is not something new that you're telling us. You are planning a shutdown against fuel price. That's what we were told. Now you're saying it's a protest on election day. Is that a wise move? I mean, people are voting on the 8th of May. They are not focused on other issues except to vote for a new government or new leadership at the national and provincial level. Was that wise of you to choose election day to protest? It's not a shutdown now. You're saying it's a protest.
Yes, we've never indicated to anybody that Wednesday, the 8th of May, will be a shutdown. We said it will be a protest, and we're saying to people that we'll use our vote as a means of protest. Now, that is illegal. It is a peaceful, and it's the most effective form of protest in this country.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? People must use their vote as a means of protest. Sorry, Mr. Reddy. What do you actually mean when you say South Africans must use the vote as a form of protest?
The cause of high fuel prices in this country is the government. So it's time that we said to the government, and we gave the government a loud and clear message that we've had enough. Enough is enough. We've given the government the options. The most important one is Sasol. Now, everybody doesn't know this, but South Africa is a fuel-producing country. Sasol makes fuel from coal, and the cost to manufacture Sasol fuel is cheap. In fact, we sell our Sasol fuel to neighboring countries, and they pay less for fuel than we do. So why is it that the government is not deregulating Sasol and imposing a ceiling on Sasol fuel to 8 rands a litre, which is what we should be paying in South Africa for Sasol fuels?
I'm still not clear, Mr. Reddy.
Using South African taxpayers.
I'm still not clear. You're talking about Sasol. My question was simply this. What do you actually mean when you are saying now here on eNCA, as a convener of this protest, national protest, that people must use their vote on the 8th of May? Are you saying they must not vote for the governing party? What do you actually mean?
I'm saying that the cause of our high fuel prices in this country is the government. And who is the government? It's the same government that's increasing our fuel prices today, and next week, on Wednesday, they're coming and asking us to vote for them. You must be a special kind of stupid to be doing that.
Okay, Mr. Visvin
so
Reddy
there's the answer.
Is the national convener of a movement that he's calling People Against Petrol and Paraffin Increases. There's no shutdown on Friday, so we made a mistake there. He's saying there's going to be a protest action next week. He's asking South Africans to use their vote next week on the 8th of May to protest against the fuel price increases. Thank you very much, sir, joining us from our studios in Durban.